Hi, it is Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. It is 3:33 p.m. here in Phoenix, which means it's about a half hour before the Asian markets start trading precious metals. And I talked about this physical silver issue that was going on a month and a half ago. This issue has not been resolved. Uh, we saw backwardation in the December contract for 6 weeks. A few days ago, it was rolled, most of it to March, but we don't know how much available float there is on the COMEX. And there's still a substantial number of contracts that appear they're going to be standing for delivery in December. So they might be out of the woods in December, but I wouldn't count on it. And even there's a great issue going on right now globally. We got news that China's inventories are at lows. We know that the LBMA in London was low. That's why they had a fly-in from COMEX from New York a month and a half ago. We know there's been a structural deficit for years, and we're at the end of the road. And I've been watching these signals really, really closely this last week. I've been very, very in tune with this market. I'm watching a lot of the movement that's going on. And I'm telling you, we're at the end of the road. You think 58.50 is high? That's about where it closed. It's a little under. I think 58.30 was the final print, but you haven't seen anything. You're going to see this market move up in a vertical manner, in my opinion, very, very soon, possibly tonight, possibly on the open in Asia in 25 minutes, possibly a couple hours after that when Shanghai opens, possibly later in the night, possibly when London opens, and possibly throughout that time. We are entering a structural repricing, which means we're heading to a new high level. We don't know what that level is. We don't know how long it's going to take to get to that level. But the move there could get real disorderly because right now it's got very low participation. Right now, most market participants don't understand what's going on, don't understand there's a structural shortage. Anyone who's selling is selling because they're just looking at charts. They're thinking it's at a high level. I want to take profits. They're not understanding the market. They don't understand, first of all, the macroeconomics, why you want to own it in the first place. They don't understand the structural picture of what's going on. They're just either trading charts or they're just pure gambling. And they don't understand, and they're weak hands, and they're selling, which right now they found enough sellers to keep the price in 58 something. But we got a whole new bunch of buyers and sellers hitting the market in 20 minutes. And last night and every night, Asia's been accepting the higher prices. New York's been pushing prices higher. Asia's been accepting those prices, and then London's been accepting those prices. And we haven't started an Asia session from the high point that we're at. And we've had several days of confirmation that this is what's going on. So anyone who's actually following these markets, anyone who's actually watching the open interest report every night, is gaining some understanding of what's happening. There is smart money. There are people who are understanding this, even if it's not most people, even if it's not reported on the financial news, even if most gold and silver commentators don't understand the full extent of what's happening. So I'm just warning you. If you've gotten it, if you have some, congratulations. If you don't, it's not going unavailable immediately. You can still log on. You can still order some. Maybe you can still get some. But people, I honestly believe it's moving real fast, real soon from where we're at. I just want to go on record saying that. So this is a big deal. There are other issues. High silver price is only the beginning of these banks' issues. Don't get me started on the bond market. Don't get me started on the real estate market, the stock market, all these fucking bubbles, all this overpriced shit that everyone's paid advisors to tell them to buy. A lot of the shit's going down hard. Some of it's going down all the way. Some of it's going down to a real low price. Good luck. Get what you can for that crap. So that's another thing happening. But that's a separate issue. But these both things are kind of happening at the same time. And I'll tell you what, you come in, that Fed tries to bail out the liquidity crisis that's happening in these risk assets, this carry trade. They come try to bail this out. That's even more bullish for gold and silver, because that's what we're seeing. We're seeing a rotation. People are realizing sovereign debt isn't safe, and they're repositioning to gold and to silver. And this is just the beginning of that. Oh, there you turn off.